What is up, guys? UnarmedFox here, and welcome back. Firstly, I want to say thank you to everyone who watched the last video. I really appreciate it. All the comments that I got were really good, and I hope to be able to apply those to the upcoming videos. One of the things that someone suggested was to kind of go over what I'm doing while I'm playing, so that if someone's watching who's never played the game before can kind of get an idea of just what the hell I'm doing. So I'm gonna take this video to go over like the basics of the arc, what happens when you first spawn in, and early game goals for your character. So when you first spawn in, you have nothing. First thing you have to do is build a pickaxe, or first thing you're gonna want to do anyways is build a pickaxe. So you're gonna need 10 thatch, 1 wood, and 1 stone. So the stone you'll just have to find randomly on the beach. So we'll run around here a little bit, find stone. Pick it up with the E key. Next you're going to need thatch and wood. So we'll punch this tree. We have the 1 wood, so now we need 10 thatch. That's 4. 5. We need more. Alright, so now we can build the pickaxe, which will greatly reduce the strain on our body when we're trying to gather something. So you'll go into your inventory, and then you'll click craftables, and then find, when you first spawn, the only thing that's going to be in here is engrams. So we'll click, or the stone pick engram. So we'll click that, click create, and then it'll show up in your inventory. And then from here you can just drag it down to the action bar here, and then all you have to do when you're in your character is hit that key, and now you have it. So the next thing you're going to want to do is level up a little bit. So you'll just gather resources. I'd say gather some thatch, some wood, and then some stone. And flint, of course, which is gathered when you attack anything with stone. After the first little while, you'll level up, and you'll get what are called engram points. So you'll go into your inventory after you level up, and you're going to be able to choose any one of these stats right here: health, stamina, oxygen, food, water, weight, melee, movement speed, fortitude, crafting speed, and torpor. So I'll quickly go over them. Health is easy. Any game you play it has health. Stamina is that little lightning bolt, and it's your, basically it's your energy bar. So when you're swinging, running, sprinting, whatever, that bar goes down. So the more stamina you have, the longer you can last doing those things. Oxygen is for the water, so it increases the amount of time you can spend in the water. Food and water are both just increase the amount, your maximum amount of food and water, because your character has to eat and drink to be able to function. Otherwise you'll start dying if one of those two goes to 0. So this just allows you to go past 100. In my opinion, it's not a good stat to put points into. You're going to want to put it in basically anything else. Weight is probably the stat I put most of my stuff in early game, because you want to be able to carry more, because you don't have storage boxes, you don't have dinosaurs to put stuff on, you don't have a base already, so everything that you get you're just going to have to carry for now. Melee damage is just that, melee damage. It does affect your gather rate, which is good. So if you're one who likes to gather yourself, not with dinosaurs, then melee damage is good for you. Or if you're a PvPer or whatever it may be. Movement speed is basic. Put more points on that, you run faster. It does not count for your dinosaurs. So if you put movement speed on yourself, don't expect your dinosaurs to move faster. Fortitude helps you fight off the weather, so heat or the cold. Crafting speed is just that, crafting speed. You up that, you can create things faster. In my opinion, it's not really that good of a stat either, because it'd be better spent somewhere else and you just spend a little bit more time crafting. Torpor, if your torpor gets too high, you'll get knocked out, and then you can't do anything on your character. So you can actually put stats into it, but if you put a stat into fortitude, it takes more hits to raise your torpor than normal. Once you've chosen a stat, you'll get engram points. So you just click that button and you'll come into the engram points screen. I would suggest learning the stone hatchet and a campfire if you can. The first few levels you're going to want to get clothes and then a spear or a club. Just some sort of weapon to defend yourself while you're trying to level up and gather entry level things. If you don't know how to craft something, if you go to your craft tools tab, an engram that you just learned, for example, such as the bow here. I just learned this, I haven't been able to make it yet. So it needs 15 wood and 50 fiber. Fiber you get from gathering bushes. So you have no weapon out or nothing in your hands, and then you go up to a bush and you just press E and you'll gather. So you can get berries this way, which is good for food, and you get fiber. So there's a couple berries you have to be cautious about, and there's, well, 2 to be exact. Narco berries, which are used to knock out something. It's like a narcotic. So say you knock a dinosaur out, you want to put narco berries on them and then feed them that, and they'll stay knocked out longer, which increases their torpor. Now if you eat them, it'll increase your torpor and you can knock yourself out. Stim berries is exactly the opposite. If you accidentally eat a bunch of narco berries, you can eat stim berries and reduce your torpor, hopefully before you pass out. Or if you're fighting something that is increasing your torpor, like a scorpion, you can eat a couple stim berries and it'll reduce your torpor so that you don't get knocked out during the fight. If you spawn on a beach where it's cold, first thing you want to do is build that campfire and then stick to it at night. Make your hunting ground right around that area so that you don't go too far from it, so you can always come back to it. If you kill something, you can get meat and you can cook it on the fire. You just drag and drop it onto the fire. One big thing you're going to need to do is know how to feed yourself. So say you run around, gather a whole bunch of berries from all the bushes. The easiest way I've found to actually eat those berries, instead of like clicking on it and then just mashing the use key a bunch of times, is to actually drag it down to your action bar and then just hold that key bind. So 9, for example, I just hold 9 and they're all gone. I can do the same thing with 0, all gone. Now I've eaten both of those stacks, and my water and my food will go up because it's berries. If you're eating meat, your food goes up a lot faster, but your water does not go up. If you eat raw meat, you can make yourself sick, but it will increase your food. So your food will go up a bit, but your water will go down, and your health will go down a little bit too. So if you can avoid it, don't eat raw meat, but if you have to, it's not the end of the world. Definitely want to stay away from the narcos and the stim berries though. Seeds don't really give you any benefit. You can eat them, but it's not really worth it. You're not going to get much out of it. We'll use those later when we do farming. After you've ran around the beach for a little while, you've got a couple of levels, hopefully by now, some food, some resources, a couple of spears maybe by now, so that you can defend yourself or kill dodos or whatever. And then you've got a stone hatchet and a stone pick. The biggest thing to know about these two is, depending on which one you're using, you will get different resources from the same thing. So like if I attack a tree with a stone hatchet, I'm going to get more wood than I will thatch. But if I attach it with a stone pick, I'll get more thatch than I will wood. Same thing with stone. So if I attack the stone with the stone hatchet, I will get a lot more stone and less flint, but I'll still get some. But if I attack it with a stone pick, I'll get a lot more flint and less stone. So depending on what resource you're trying to go for is which one of those you'll use. One of the early things you're going to get to help, or for you to be able to start taming dinosaurs, is a slingshot. It's going to come in super handy. You saw me use it in the last video. I'm not very good with it. Just strikes whoop my ass with it, but it's alright. We'll move on. No big deal. I want to say it's early level, like right around level 5 or 6 you can get the slingshot. Definitely save for it. It's pretty simple to make. The hardest thing for beginners to get is the hide. Man, that took entirely too long. Hardest thing to get is hide. So the easiest way I found to get that is to kill dodos. So you just run around looking for dodos, or these things. Actually, they don't give hide. But dodos are the easiest way for new players because they don't fight back. So you can kill them pretty easy. Chitin and oil we'll use later. That's it's like a mid-game level thing, I'd say. You don't really need it beginning level. And there are better ways to get it. Here we go. Here's the... If you aim for the head, they'll die faster. When you are attacking it, if you are gathering the resource from the body, if you use the stone hatchet, you'll get more hide. If you use the pick, you'll get more meat. It's like just from that dodo, I got 9 hide. Now, this server has a little bit increased rates, so the drop rates are a little bit higher than normal, but it's nothing extreme. So the whole reason most people start playing this game is because they want to play with dinosaurs, right? They want to tame and ride all these big dinosaurs. So we're going to go over the basics of dino taming. We're going to knock out this... Ooh, we dropped an egg. Excellent. We're going to knock out this dodo here, and then we'll go over the basics of taming. So you can either punch him out, knock him out. Let's try that. This one. Perfect. So he is unconscious, not dead, which is exactly what we want. Now we can go into the inventory and we can drag Mejo berries and narcotic over to him. So if you look right here, his torpor is 43 out of 49. So narco berries give 7 torpor, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit while we can give 1 now. So this is called force feeding. You remote use the item, and that pushed his torpor back up towards the top. And he's eating the Mejos when he gets hungry, so his food is dropping. When it drops enough, he eats a Mejo. If you just look at him, his taming bar is going up. So we probably won't have to feed him very many narco berries, because he's going to eat and tame before his unconscious bar reaches the bottom. And then, because when he does, if the unconscious bar does reach the bottom, he wakes up and you lose everything that was on him. So if you put it like 10 stacks of berries on him, he wakes up. That's it. So he's taming pretty quick, but let's feed him a little bit more narco. I don't want him to wake up. And then when he's done taming, he'll get up and he'll be ours. We can name him and bring him over to our area. Her, actually. My apologies, Lynn. That's the basics. So you just kind of sit here and micromanage them, and make sure that their unconscious bar does not reach 0 until their taming is completed. That wraps it up for this video. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to check it out. If you learned something, or if this was helpful to you at all, please let me know in the comments below. Also, if you have suggestions for me for future videos, also let me know in the comments. And I do read all of the comments from here, Reddit, and anywhere else I posted the video. So thank you again, and I will see you guys next time.